croissants, you know, like Jesus.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Obviously, this episode won't be for kids. Why is that?
That's right. Because it could be bonkers.
Oh.
You might remember from our panel at
Previously
SFGE.
on 1980s now.
Because you were concerned that there were children in the audience, and you said that things were about to get bonkers.
Because I wanted to use the F word. You know that. I wanted to use the F word.
Well, I do know that, but the word that actually became not safe for kids is bonkers, because that's what you said it was going to be.
Right. Makes the show the opposite of trick cereal.
Yes, right.
That's right. That's right.
Assure me that no one will. I did that thing at World of. I want to be able to freely curse. Although, I mean, there's a flip side to this, right? If you can be creative, you should be able to be creative and funny and interesting without cursing. I mean, there's plenty of folks that do that. Should be able to do that. I can't. I guess I feel more free if I can swear. But I did that World of Oddities thing. So when we do these panels at different places, they ask you if it's family friendly or not. If it's not, they put a notice. They put it at night. All these kinds of things. And to see more people and be in a time of day where you can see more people, we keep it family friendly. So I try not to swear. But I did World of Oddities a couple of weekends ago, and I was very mindful not to do it. But the gal who hired me to do my thing, she's also a presenter. She's doing it. And she's like, "Fuck the government," is literally what she said at one point. And I was like, "Oh my God, why am I being so careful?" And then she realized she was in Cleveland, Ohio, and was like, "I'm just kidding. It was just a joke." Yeah, I don't know.
So just lie. Just always say you're family friendly, and then you'll be put in a good slot. And then say whatever you want.
You guys don't know my family. A bunch of sailors and truckers. Mostly truckers.
Oh, truckers! Oh, we knew you'd fit in somehow.
Now I realize I do need to have that horn. Because there's so many times you guys somehow bring up trucking. That'll be my equivalent of John's.
You want a sound effect for my your self-aggrandizing name drop horn? Yes.
Yeah, so you'll have a self-aggrandizing trucker reference.
Yes. Nothing's more self-aggrandizing than my dad drove a truck. Jealous much?
Now I'm telling you,
your fathers were home all the time? Nerds.
And it's a Doppler effect horn, no less.
That's the best, isn't it? That's not the best.
Right. It's just hauling ass.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just sitting there like in front of you, I don't know. It's not as interesting.
Nope.
Hey, speaking of things that are not as interesting, welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now, a weekly examination of the importance of 1980s pop culture and its influence today. Hey, my name's Will, and joining me as always are my friends and co-hosts, Kat and John. Hello, guys.
Hello, John and Will.
Hey, hello again. Good to see you.
Kat looks like she's joining us on location, being embedded somewhere.
I'm embedded in the most amazing collection of Star Wars memorabilia that you could possibly imagine.
Trying to see. Oh, that's a TIE fighter on the side there.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a speaker mount.
Nope, it's a TIE fighter. I guess I
can an HD antenna.
There's a TIE fighter. There's Jabba's palace by my thumb. There's a TIE fighter that you cannot see. I'm surrounded. I'm absolutely surrounded.
What is the Jabba's palace? Is that a playset or is that Legos? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's figure. It's like a It's not Lego. It's like an actual
like a Kenner play set
figure. Yeah,
Okay. Or one of the new ones.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't think it's from the 80s. I think it's new. But yes, I'm embedded in Star Wars right now.
Very cool. Yeah. Hey, excuse me. Hey, okay. What are we talking about? Oh, you remind me. Okay, cool. Speaking of being embedded in Star Wars, on today's show, we're going to review a number of current news items, including the fact that, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, there's a familiar-looking blob headed for New York City. This is how it's being reported. The Empire Strikes Brick. There's images of Lego's 9,000 piece Death Star have leaked online. You can get that in there, Kat. Although you might be in the Death Star then after we're done assembling that. Oh shit! How do we get out now?
Oh no! I'm in the trash compactor.
And then you need the Death Star plans to figure out how to get out.
You need one of those little brick separators that they give you in big sets. So you can wedge it in.
Yes, right. And you're like, we sealed up that. You know how it had that vulnerability? We used extra Legos to make sure there wasn't a vulnerability, but now we can't get out. TJ Hooker is back, and he's hilarious. Tron Ares gets a hard PG-13, and I want to talk to you guys about The Wizard of Oz. The 1930s film has received the AI treatment for Las Vegas, and I'm not a fan.
I had a feeling.
I think I could be a fan, but not the way they did it. In concept, I think it could have been something cool, but I don't know.
I think there's room for a middle ground too. We'll get to that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's get to it now, right? And after you're done listening to this, check out John's show, Gen X Grown Up. It's a YouTube channel. It's a podcast. It's all the things. It's a website, genxgrownup.com. You can just go there.
Thank you.
It's probably too soon to mention we'll be at RetroCon, and John will be there too. John will be there too. See, I'm thinking about these things as like a partitions now, right? Because John's going on behalf of the work that he does on Retro Days, and I was like, oh, cool! I could drive there from where I live. I'll ask John if he'll do something with us too.
I wouldn't miss it.
But he's only one person, so I'm speaking to you as if you're bifurcated somehow. There's just like we're at the thing like Gen X Grown Up, or I say Retro Days John. Can I talk to 1980s Now John now? He's not available.
Let me tune it in. Squelch.
Wait, John. 1980s Now John, step into the spotlight. I watch a lot of those, split personality shows or movies.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. We'll talk about that next week, I guess. But RetroCon will be there.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, let's chat about other things that are going on right now, because I am excited about all these things.
Me too.
Are you?
Well, maybe not.
Are you
all
though?
Oh, Cat or me? Me. It had to be me. Cat's always.
Are you excited about them, or are you excited to talk about them? Maybe that's the difference.
I'm just excited to be here with you guys.
You're right. I'm excited to talk about them.
That's it.
Okay. Delightful.
Hey, first up, as reported by Vice, a gigantic 250-mile mystery blob is headed. This is one of those news stories, right? I'm just going to read the headline. Is headed straight for New York City. I have to have a sound I can play when there's like a footnote an important footnote you need to be aware of. Well, I'll be there for now. There's a molten-sized blob. No, there's a molten blob the size of Maine.
Wow.
I wouldn't want anything the size of Maine coming after me. So certainly not a blob, but it's slowly crawling.
Only if there's lobsters involved.
Huh. Well, if it's in a molten blob, there's things that can be more than cooked.
They're already cooked.
Delicious lobsters.
And more than, yes.
But they're all making that weird hissing, screeching sound. It sounds like the lobsters are screaming for mercy. Just a molten.
No.
It's a molten blob. They might be done screaming by now.
Oh, okay. It's
a very brief scream.
To make it more horrifying, it would be that, right? 250 miles of lobsters screaming to be put to death immediately or freed from the blob.
That sounds like a pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
See the lobster screaming on the shore. Hear the cries of desperation.
More than 250 miles of terror. Well, this blob's crawling its way under the eastern United States, and scientists aren't sure what it is, which is always a great comfort when you turn to the world scientists to say, what the hell is that? I have no idea. I was hoping you knew. But what they do know is moving to New York. The underground mass, John, over here. The underground mass, formerly known as the Northern Appalachian Anomaly. Why name it? Is that even a name? Is this like we don't know what to name it, so we're going to say the name is we don't know what it is? Anomaly.
Right. It's a place that we're not sure about. Yeah. Let's call it that.
Place USA. It's made of abnormally hot rock deep below the Earth's crust. It stretches 220 miles wide and sits about 125 miles down, oozing southwest at a glacial pace of 12 miles per million years. All right, this is the important footnote that we need to know. It is going to take an estimated 10. I'll skip to the end here. It's going to take an estimated 10 to 15 million years for it to reach New York. So there you go. All right, so cuts the oomph out of the headline because while they don't know what it is, of course, where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. Because even though they don't know what it is, and despite its glacial pace, it didn't stop fans from drawing comparisons between it, or this concept of it, and the blob that is oozing under the city streets of New York in Ghostbusters 2. In that,
yes,
pink sludge.
Yeah, I do Ghostbusters 2. I find a lot of problems with that film, but I do like that one idea and that image when they go down into the old subway, the train, they're lowering down. Ray down.
Right.
Dan Aykroyd is the one who goes down.
Right.
Yep, Ray.
It's just I don't know. I love that. Even though in how they did it, it's like a mix of practical effects and them being sort of rotoscoped into the scene. It's kind of cheesy, but I don't know. I like that. But of course, folks of our age, you talk about Blob going to New York City, and that's what you think of.
Yep.
Now, of course, what's interesting in the film is they ultimately use that blob as a way to explain why New York is like New York, because it causes people to be, antagonize one another, which is kind of funny that they, sort of retconned an explanation for why everyone, or a good percentage of New Yorkers, at least as they were perceived in the 1970s, I want to even go back to 70s, 80s, into the early 90s, certainly, were a bunch of assholes. So they built this into science fiction. It's kind of cool. Because that river of sludge is a psychomagnetheric slime that's flowing, as I mentioned, being blown the long abandoned New York pneumatic railroad. It feeds off the city's negativity and supernaturally, and is also supernaturally charged. Of course, it becomes under the control of the painting / ghost. I'm really not understand how that worked, but you don't need to know. Vigo the Carpathian, who is using it to wreak havoc on the city there before being saved.
But there's
so how
no
long did you say
lobsters.
before it got to New York? Like 15 million years or something?
Yeah, an estimated 10 to 15 million years, yeah.
And isn't it currently like up under the Appalachian Mountains or something, shoving stuff? And so I figured this article had to be written by someone from New York because they don't give a shit about what's in between there and New York.
Yeah, right.
It's going to decimate everything for hundreds of miles. But eventually it'll get to New York, in which case we care.
It only matters when it gets to New York.
Yes. Right. Nothing in between here and there. Don't care about Rhode Island or Maryland or whatever's around that. Nope. Doesn't matter. New York,
Connecticut.
watch out.
Yeah, and these news outlets, you're right. They're all probably headquartered out of New York City.
Right.
Yeah, and just to bring it up, the scientists have mapped the movements of it using an MRI that's designed for tectonic plates. I think this is fascinating, how the world is.
Yep.
Yes.
How we're on these. It's fascinating and terrifying that all of our land masses, are sitting. Everything is sitting under these plates that are just moving under us and affecting us in so many different ways.
And the way they described it was so. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kat.
No, well, there's been some earthquakes over here on the East Coast recently, very mild ones, but people think of that as just a West Coast thing with the San Andreas fault out there, but we've got plates moving out here too.
Sure. Yeah. You're right, Will. I was very fascinated reading the article because I'd never heard of this giant blob before, although it's been around for more than a week, apparently. It's been for millions of years. Yeah. But the way sometimes you hear something amazing like how, big the universe is or what, things like that. This idea that they said, but for the existence of this blob that's still, pushing and shaping, The Appalachian Mountains may have eroded away by now, but no, this thing is still holding them up and shoving them up through the mantle. And like, what, really?
That's crazy.
Now, of course, we're just gnats on these giant plates. It's not like we have to worry about toppling them or anything, but it is weird to think that on a grand scale, you know, we're just kind of like, we're surfing a little bit on this magma in the middle of the earth. It's weird. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just to build off of what you said, that without, as you mentioned, is this lava is holding it up. Like the article says, like a jack lifting up the crust. That eventually, when the blob finally makes its way to Manhattan, I guess, the Appalachians, according to this, will start to slump. They won't just collapse. Obviously, this is a very slow process, but they will slowly unwind, start to just wither away.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Until then,
it reminds me of when I'm baking something, like baking cookies, and while they're heating in the oven, they rise up, and then once they get out and cool down, they just go flat.
When you remove the magma
I'm picturing
layer,
the Appalachian Mountains, just yes.
Huh. I feel like there's a connection to be made between that and the McDonald's apple pies, but I'm not sure.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, see, those would make lobster scream for sure.
Yeah. My lobster hates them. You're right. But she's allergic to apples.
You got to let them cool down.
Yeah, that too.
Feed McDonald's apple pies to your pet lobster.
They get cooler when I put them in the tank. But the first lobster I had, I dropped it into the tank. It boiled the water and killed the lobster. Now we ate good that night.
Right.
Rest in peace. But now we've got a new lobster. And we won't make that. Yeah. When we heard that sound, and I said it's the magma inside of the apple pie. It was a lobster. I didn't realize. Anyway.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. This article says that, while the mountain's there being held up by a force that no one can see, it's not ancient debris or leftover heat. It's a living system still moving. If you thought the ground was settled, think again.
Not so much.
Terrifying. Nope. Could be a plot from a Superman movie, something like that. Lex Luthor can get access to
we
the
might
magma.
be dead by then, though. It'd be okay.
I want to see the science fiction film about people racing to stop the glacial paste magma from reaching New York. They got like binoculars and an MRI.
I do too, because I didn't think of Ghostbusters right away immediately, but what I did think was, this would make a really interesting, possibly funny movie if somebody would do it.
It's going to be like Armageddon, but they're going to build the big drill and go down instead of launch them in space, right? They'll be underground and get out of the way. It's moving it.
And as soon
a
as
mile every 12 million years.
And they actually speed up the process by adding this big hole, and immediately the Appalachians
clump
like Cat's baking.
Yep. Just like Cat's cookies.
Yeah. Cat's husband happens to be there hiking at the same time.
Whoa!
Oh no.
And then Twist, Cat's the one who's drilling the hole because she hates him. Just turning into a Hallmark movie.
Go be with the lobsters.
I didn't see that coming.
No. Go be with the lobsters. Cat's husband sleeps with the lobsters.
How is drilling a hole underground to kill your husband a Hallmark movie? I've seen different Hallmark movies than you have.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong channel. Admittedly, I don't know.
Perhaps that was Shudder. Perhaps you were watching instead of Hallmark.
I was thinking about those twisty ones where the wife winds up murdering her husband or something.
That's on Investigation Discovery.
Okay, there you go. I gotta watch more TV so I know the channels for jokes in the future. Ted says sci-fi Saturday night movie of the week. Yes. Karen says lobsters like apple pie. Interesting.
Interesting. Yes.
Cool apple pie. Not too hot.
Proven. Cat. Karen, it's true. It's true until proven otherwise. I'm getting my own footnotes now. Lobsters over here, John. Lobsters like apple pie. All right. That bell means do your own research. All right. Hey, next up, as reported on IGN and elsewhere, the Empire, as I mentioned, strikes. Rick, you've got these leaked photos, and apparently in the toy world, and John may be more familiar with this. I mean, this is like a real big scoop for folks, that are collectors, and in particular Lego collectors. And these photos appear to reveal an enormous new Lego Death Star comprised of 9,023 pieces. That's reportedly going to cost us $1,000 and be released in this October. But rather than feature a full spherical battle station, here's the good news. So you could get out after we're done building it. This version will showcase the ultimate, the Empire's ultimate command center via a cross section. And I've got the leaked pictures here. I can show you here. Let's see. So here, and what we're seeing is actually a picture of the box of it. It's leaked, so it's not like it's an assembled thing here. So there you go. You can see, even though on the front wall it seems to imply you may be getting a whole Death Star, it actually will appear like this. Folks listening, where, it's a cross section of it. I feel like we've seen some other toys or play sets that are. This reminds me.
We've had play sets that were scenes from films. Like, for example, this includes the trash compactor scene, which is in there. This includes the what's the Imperial ship with the wings? Whatever that is, not a
shuttle,
wing, whatever that is. The shuttle that's parked down there. We've seen a Imperial set that's shuttle. Just that, but this has all those together, all those different scenes in one big thing. I've never had it together quite like this before. And it was funny looking at the picture on the box. Legos are just like pixels in that it's so big and has so many pieces that the picture on the box just looks smooth like a regular photo of the Death Star. It doesn't really look like it's a Lego Death Star on that initial photo that you had because it's so high resolution. Look at that.
Yeah.
If that is supposed to be a picture of the Lego version, it just looks like a regular photo. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
It's so smooth.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can see now zoomed in a little bit that shuttle that's there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to cost reported or expected $1,000, but as John mentioned, you get a number of different things, including those different scenes included in that cross section, as he mentioned, and among those is the area in which Luke swings across after getting a kiss from his ultimately sister. That gap to escape the stormtroopers. It's, according to some, it's rumored to include 32 minifigures, characters like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, plus Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, anybody you could imagine who's ever been in the Death Star. Looking at this list, there's a lot of...
in multiple scees. I feel like that needs to be in the space I'm in right now. This basement belongs to some of my best buddies. And it would fit in perfectly here. It's filled, but there's more room.
You said it was like 9,000 something pieces, 9,000 something, right? 22 or whatever you said. That's a really pretty good price because forever, as long as I've known Lego, you can just about estimate the value of a set at 10 cents per piece.
Oh.
On average. Like big pieces might cost 14 cents and tiny pieces might cost 2 cents. But on average, if you get a set, it's about 10 cents per piece. And you can spitball it. If you see a Lego that's on sale or on clearance, it's $5. So like, well, let's say how many pieces. Is that a good deal or not? So it just tells me this probably has a whole bunch of little bitty pieces in order for the price to come down to an average of 9 cents average across this set.
Wow. Well,
all right. So you guys see, because you're doing
it's not quite 10,000 pieces.
Yeah.
So it's more.
It's the other way around. Actually,
cents.
it's more expensive than 10 cents per piece. I was doing my math backwards, right? Right, Kat? Yeah.
That's right.
All the way around.
I forgive you.
So that means it has a whole bunch of custom and larger pieces that are expensive to boost the average.
Oh, okay.
So anyway. Yeah.
Oh,
and
you're probably right, John, because like looking at that shuttle, it looks almost like it's, I don't know. It looks like it's some of this, I don't know, maybe, some solid pieces. I don't know. Those wings, maybe several larger pieces.
The wings do look
pretty but
yeah.
And minifigures fetch a premium as well. So with 24 minifigures, that's going to boost the price too. So initially I did my math backwards. You're right, Kat. It's actually like 11 cents per piece average across a huge swath of pieces.
Yeah, now I don't know. Some of these minifigures, I'm not a collector, so I don't know. But I don't know that they've been otherwise produced before. Admiral Modi, who's the guy who gets force choked in A New Hope. Galen Erso, Orson Krennic, who are in Rogue One. Grand Moff Tarkin, who's in Rogue One as well as A New Hope. Wolf Yularen, who's in Clone Wars. And a number of other folks, including a hot tub stormtrooper variant.
I was looking for that. I couldn't find hot tub.
Hot tub stormtrooper variant?
Yes.
I was
Did you make that up?
Zooming in on the picture.
No. And a Chuck E. Cheese minifigure. Here, let me show you from the Chuck's Arcade. Here you go. No, just John, do you collect Legos among the many things that you collect?
Collect would be a strong word. I enjoy building Lego, and then when I'm done with them, they go on a shelf or in a box. It's more of like I enjoy the tactile experience, but I don't collect them so much. I speculate with them. I have a stack of Batmobiles in a box waiting for them to go up in price to sell them because I got them on clearance. But I enjoy them. But yeah, collect. I know many people that do, and it's an addiction. It is, and it's easy to get into. Like I said, the minifigures in this set, some of them probably will only be in this set, or some pieces to make them only in here, which will escalate their value because minifigures only valued about $5 to $10 depending upon the rarity. But if you only get it in $1,000 set, well, now it's worth $20, $30. It gets inflated that way. Same way with custom pieces that aren't normal.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Now, it turns out this is the 4th largest Lego set of all time, behind the company's 11,000-piece Lego Art World Map, Lego Icons Eiffel Tower, and Lego Icons Titanic sets. Goodness gracious. Yeah.
That would be large, yes.
They've had some other big Star Wars. Go ahead.
And when it's all done, you still only have a half a Death Star.
Well, you could buy 2.
Well, sure.
It'd be twice as deadly too, because it'd have the the weapon on both sides.
Two lasers on both sides.
Yeah, there you go.
And 2 emperors, double the amount of stormtroopers.
2 hot tub troopers.
That's right, 2 hot tub troopers. That could be. Woo.
There's some other Star Wars.
That's a party.
I'll stick some lobsters in there. All right.
Yeah. The Star Wars, some other Star Wars sets round out the top 10 largest sets, including Star Wars Millennium Falcon and the AT-AT as well. Or AT-AT, as some of the younger kids may say.
Oh no. I love when I hear you say AT-AT. I love that because these youngins don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, hey, Brad joined us. Brad says that just made someone's wallet scream and run away. Oh, yeah. It's like the lobsters. I got you, Brad. Yeah. Kelly says, is this your friend, Kat? Who's your house?
This is my friend. She's upstairs.
She's upstairs watching you
heckling from elsewhere in the house.
She knows what you're doing. She thought it was OnlyFans, so she had to check it. What are you using my house for? It's lobster family is what we do. Kelly says, did Kat just recommend that we buy $1,000 Lego Death Star?
I think she did.
Yeah, you did.
I was there.
Go right there.
It says Lego has a new arcade cabinet that opens up to a scene inside. Is this true?
I heard about that. Yeah,
I want
they're also doing a Game Boy as well. Looks pretty cool. It has little fake cartridges you slide into it.
That's cool. That's fun.
I see some GXG videos coming in the future there. Ooh, cool.
Yep. I can spring for it.
Well, it turns out that, as I mentioned, this is just a rumor for now, so it would be funny if none of this was true and it was just AI generated.
Yeah. And before you leave the story, it's terribly common. I get the feeling that maybe Lego just leaks these. I'm using air quotes for the podcast. That works great. Leaks these because they are doing it. They're planning on it. They get research, and they want to see what kind of reaction there is to that kind of thing. Because almost never, well, I don't live in the Lego universe. Like I said, I'm a huge collector, but I'll hear like a rumor of something. Really, could it be? And it ends up always being true. It's almost never false. By the time it has some pictures of a box, it's real. So the leaks I often think are more of like strategic advance news to kind of get the temperature. How many should we make? How crazy did the internet go when we showed this Death Star? I have great confidence that they're going to make it and it's verified, but they haven't confirmed it yet.
That's interesting. Yeah, like a type of sort of market research. Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome.
I know people do it because I've worked with companies that go, all right, well, so this weekend we're going to leak something if you want to keep your eyes out for it. I'm like, oh, are you? I'll do a video about the leak, because we. Yeah. Anyway, strategy.
As you guys know, I'm just a naturally cynical person, but I don't know, that kind of bums me out a little bit. But whatever. Let's see. Chad says, well, actually, all right, I'm adding that part in. Chad says, actually, it's a Lambda class Imperial shuttle. Yeah, John. Get it straight, John.
That's what I said. The white thing with the gull wings.
Yeah.
Same deal. That's what I said.
Nick says, building the AT-AT broke my son and me for a while. So many gray bricks.
Oh no. So many.
Yeah, I've worked with my kids to build some Lego sets before, Harry Potter, Hogwarts, and a few different Harry Potter things. Some of the bigger ones, it's like a Christmas present that Santa brings.
Mm-hmm.
And when you work together, it's like this communication you have to develop, which is like, I need a red one with three buttons on it, or three tips, or I don't know what we called them. Nubs. I think they called them nubs. The kids are like, I need a 6 number, a 2x6, a 2x4 number, or whatever. I don't know. Ashley says, watching and enjoying from Melbourne. Hey, Ashley, how are you?
Well,
And Karen says, my niece would love it. She's into both Star Wars and Legos. Yeah.
Oh, save up your pennies there, Karen. Sounds like a nice present.
I think if I had unlimited resources, I would buy stuff like this, have fun, build it, and then donate it to somebody, And
there you go.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where to
Would
put
you
all that stuff.
donate it?
I see people that have these caves in their basements of places to put everything and shelving. I don't have all that space. So.
Right, exactly.
Yes, that's where I am right now.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Will, would you donate it put together, or would you take it all apart and give them the instructions?
Yeah, give them the joy of it being unassembled. Now, if you guys have ever done this before, you make the Hogwarts and you take it apart. It's so much harder to do it the second time because the pieces are now just with every other set, and you don't have the bags that are numbered anymore.
Yeah.
So now you're just sorting through.
Yep.
I need a tan 2 number. Can it be a red one? I mean, really? It won't match. Oh, for crying! All right, fine.
Man, I'm thinking about building that AT-AT. I think about huge sets like that when I've built them, not quite that big, but you're like, okay, you got to build this foot, you got to build this bottom of the leg and this knee and this top of the leg, and like, oh crap, now I got to do that 3 more times. Like that took me 3 days to get that leg built. Now I got to do it again and again. There are some monotonous things that kind of kick in when you have repetitious parts to a build like that.
It might take as long as that blob it will take to get to New York.
Maybe
for me to get to.
We're racing against the blob. We're all going to be dead in 10 to 15 million years. Pick it up, John. You remind me of my vasectomy that I had. I was awake during it, and because I chose to be, because I'm a masochist. And it turns out my doctor was a sadist because, I've told you guys this story before. Among screaming, relax your testicles, as loud as he could while jerking on my gonads. About 25, 30 grueling minutes into this, and I'm sweating. The nurses have like ice packs on me to keep me from like blacking out. He says, all right, all done. And I was like, thank God. And he said, and now on to the other one.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take my 50-50 odds from here on out. I think we'll stop right here. That's right.
Wait, now when women ovulate, it alternates ovaries, left, right, is my understanding. I wonder if it could be like that for men too, as we're Cat's doubting me. Cat, let a man tell you how women's body works. Shut up.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry, baby. We can only do it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because I'm a lefty.
Oh, Brad is a sadist here. He says secretly glue it together and then donate it.
Oh,
it's awful. What charities are you working with? Yeah. My doctor didn't even kiss me first. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
he had terrible bedside manner, man. He was really frustrated by my nuts. Seriously. All right. Hey, enough about that.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I was going to say one of many, maybe.
If I had to handle a strange guy's junk all day, I'd be pissed all day long too. Probably. That's true. Hey, as reported by Entertainment Weekly, Netflix revives William Shatner's classic cop TV drama, T.J. Hooker. They're bringing it back as a movie. Entertainment Weekly has confirmed, and this time instead of a drama, as I highlighted, it's going to be an action comedy film. I don't know. I get it. Whatever.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I can hear that in your voice. Here's the thing. Like I think about, they turned Dukes of Hazzard into a film.
Mm-hmm.
They turned Chips into a film. Action comedy. And both,
Yep.
Dukes of Hazzard was a comedy already, right? But Chips, they turned into an action comedy, those sorts of things. Fine. But they had a hook that I recognize.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm kind of on the William Shatner train, I'm a big Star Trek fan. What's special about the T.J. Hooker IP other than William Shatner's in it?
Yeah.
It's just a cop show.
Yeah.
Why do you need the franchise to do an action comedy cop show? I don't get it.
Yeah. When I first read it, I thought, is he going to do this? Because that's the special thing about it, right?
That's all. As far as I know, somebody in the chat, tell me what's special about TJ Hooker. What's the hook other than the name that makes it anything other than just another cop show?
Well, I guess Heather Locklear is also a draw. Also a hook.
But she's not going to be in it either.
She's
I'm guessing, right? Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, so what I'm getting really frustrated on is John sort of was suggesting a little bit was when they move these TV shows that are not squarely a comedy, they're either a drama or they're a light drama, into the comedy realm, they become parodies of their genre or parodies of the show. And I don't know that any of them have been successful. John mentioned Dukes of Hazzard. I think that was terrible. Chips, he mentioned. I've got a list here of some of our shows from we grew up watching that have been adapted in a way contrary to how they were. Starsky and Hutch, the Brady Bunch.
Was not terrible. The best of the group, maybe. Yeah,
Brady Bunch, I think, was probably good, too. Is that the one you're right? Pretty good. Dragnet, going back to the 1980s, Dragnet with the Tom Hanks. And, I do not like that movie. Right. 21 Jump Street, which I was a big fan of the TV show. The movie I actually liked, but again, why are we doing this? The Fall Guy, which was a light drama. Again, it wasn't squarely a comedy, certainly, but they did take it a little further with the movie. Land of the Lost, Charlie's Angels, Dark Shadows, Maverick, an older show than our generation, but again, I don't know. I can't think of
Wild Wild West. There's another one.
Wild, yeah. And among all those, The Fall Guy, I guess, was a huge success. Jump Street was probably successful. Box office wise, I think that might be it, though. I think these other ones are they fall off. So I don't know why we keep going to this well. And as John points out, especially when we don't have the IP that's alluring enough on its own. Although, as Kat makes me think, if you're going comedy, then cast William Shatner, bring him back as TJ Hooker. They force him out of retirement. Let's see, 89-year-old Shatner doing a hood slide.
There's something to see.
I would love that. A hood slide right onto a gurney. And then they put him in the back of an ambulance.
That would be great.
That would be a comedy.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it seems odd. Like, why?
If you don't remember, Hooker appeared on ABC in 1982, and it ran for 3 seasons before it moved to CBS for just one more. Shatner starred as a former plainclothes detective who decides to return to a ununiformed police work as his partner after his partner is killed in the line of duty. He works alongside a new officer, Stacy Sheridan, who's played by Heather Locklear. Also Vince Romano and Jim Gorgon, and other characters played by Adrian Zamad and James Darren, respectively. And Hooker dedicates himself to ridding the streets of L.A. Of dangerous criminals. Seeing if he would be in it, let's see. The EW did reach out to Shatner. Let's see, they got a comment back from his representative saying, "I know nothing. It would be a lovely idea to resurrect the legendary character, but I have no idea what's going on."
There you go. Not involved.
There you go.
This article points out that it was almost a parody without intentionally, or almost a comedy without intending to be a comedy. I don't know that I'd agree with that. I think at the time it didn't seem like that. It's easy to say that now.
No, it's just 80s TV, which is a little silly in hindsight, but at the time that was TV. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think only hindsight is doing that.
I agree.
What else did I have to share with you guys? Oh yeah, this. Is this part of it?
Are we getting?
That's something else.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's see. Anyone have any comments about TJ Hooker?
Yes.
Brad says, are they low on plot tickets? Tickets? Help me out translate this here.
Tickets. Are they low on plot tickets to read?
There's a typo.
Find original.
All right, plot. Plot something. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It does seem that way, right? Yes. We've talked about this before. Eric says, your book has made it to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Oh, thanks, Eric.
There we go.
Hey, if you want to copy my book, it's available on Amazon.com and bookshop.org, which we love. It's called Totally Bogus But True. Tales from the 1980s. Here you go.
There it is.
It's also available on Kindle too now, electronically, so you can just do that.
Is it?
Brad says, I would have watched T.J. Hooker back in the day, but I was busy watching paint dry. Now, John, you're a huge Star Trek fan, the biggest on our show.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you watch T.J. Hooker, and was the draw? If so, was the draw for you the fact that Kirk was playing a cop now after having been off TV more or less for, I don't know, a decade or so?
Mm-hmm. Not sure I ever watched it even once. Okay. I knew he was on it. It was very well known that that was his next major thing that he had done, but it wasn't Star Trek. It was just that guy from Star Trek. It wasn't enough of a draw that I can't wait to see this guy. If I want to see that guy, I'll watch the repeats again. He's not doing something new in the universe I liked. So I probably saw a couple accidentally because it was on TV and you couldn't pick what was on. There was no TiVo back then, but certainly wasn't something I went back to time and again and couldn't tell you what a single episode was about, which is why I was asking, is there a hook I don't know about that's in the show? It doesn't sound like there is.
Yeah.
So for you, it was Star Trek was Star Trek, not about any particular actor, it sounds like.
I enjoy the people and their craft, but not enough to make me just blindly see everything else that they do. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes. Got it.
It was 82. So we had a couple of Star Trek films out by then. So Star Trek was back in the zeitgeist. I think, honestly, I watched T.J. Hooker because of my love of the original series, which was sort of imparted to me by my father because my father loved it. And so we would watch it in reruns. We went to see the movies. And so much like we do with certainly I know sons do this with fathers tend to do it. You want to emulate them and sort of just adopt a lot of their things. That just became my favorite too. Now it's in earnest though, because I do love that show. But so then that just led me to check out T.J. Hooker, and I think we did that as a family as well.
Sure.
Yeah, it was great. I was too young for Heather Locklear to keep me interested. I was more of a Heather Thomas too. Fall Guy with Heather Thomas, who was often in bikinis as well.
Yes.
Brad says hood slide to hip break. What's that? The bikini.
I'm not picky.
Oh,
Either
picky.
one's fine.
You're okay with the Heathers, yes.
Whichever.
Reminds me, you guys remember? I played that game. I think Kat wasn't on this episode. I played with John. Yeah, Heather or Heather. It was which Heather was in which thing. It's hard. It's a hard game. I think it was our male-dominated episode, Kat, where we talked about.
Wasn't that one? Okay.
Yeah. Brad says hood slide to hip.
Speaking of, I while you were talking, I did some research. You're right. Okay. I did not know this. Ovaries take turns. Although it's not strict. There's other factors that contribute, but I was fascinated by what you said. I had no idea.
I told you, men are talking about your body. Brad says hood slide to hip break. Yeah, that's also could be the. I might realize that could be the name of Shatner's biography, although he probably has one. Ted says T.J. Hooker returns to the hood. Yeah,
that's good.
And Eric says the best part of
Dragnet. That's the poster.
Eric says the best part of the Dragnet remake was the rap song "City of Crime." Tom Hanks. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I'm not surprised that's Eric's favorite part, but I'm not a fan because I like hip hop. There was that era we've talked about where a lot of white dudes are doing rap songs.
Everything had to try to be hip hop. Yeah.
Yes. Terrible results. Some good results. I like the Honeymoon rap, which is awful. All right. What else? Kelly says ovaries are polite. What does it mean? Like after you? No, after you.
No, please,
no. Your turn.
Right. Oh, your turn. Yes, please.
Right. Not the testes are like, out of my way, I'm next.
Right. Screaming like lobsters as they go. And lobsters in molten lava as they go through.
Or apple pie.
As reported by Screen Rant, Tron Ares rating breaks 43-year franchise tradition. This is a silly story, but it allows us to chat about some different things.
Yeah.
First up, if you haven't seen the Tron Ares trailer, let's take a look at it all together. This is the third film in the Tron series, and it's coming out in October.
Since time began.
Oops, this is that damn thing. This just drives me crazy. Why would...
There it is.
I'm getting off StreamYard as fast as I can, guys.
It's left over from the last thing. Yeah.
Practicing from other things.
Since time began.
That's it. I'm in.
Man has gazed at the stars and he has wondered, am I alone?
Like the castle. That's
So
awesome.
much talk of AI and big tech today. Virtual worlds, what are they going to look like? When will we get there? Well, folks, we're not going there. They are coming here. I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast, supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
You think you're in control of this? You're not. What are you?
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand.
Hang on!
A malfunctioning program that wants to live. Why is that? It's just a feeling. Fascinating.
Whoa. I like that.
Message man. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
What does it mean to be biblically strong? That struck me as an odd phrasing.
All right, now let's think of the least strong character in the Bible and use that as a reference. John could just say,
Baby
like,
Jesus.
Like
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Like little baby Jesus floating down the river.
Jesus.
He's super strong.
Look. Okay, we've talked about this before. Quick. My perspective, very quickly. Tron, the first movie when I was a kid, loved it. Rewatched it within the last few years. For me, doesn't hold up. I think a lot of the gimmick for me at the beginning, for a lot of people, was the artistry, the spectacle of them bringing this story to life on screen in the early 1980s, pre-computer generate. I would say pre, but they included some of the earliest computer-generated images on film.
Yes,
was in this movie. The story-wise, I think it could be a lot tighter, a lot better, a lot of ways, certainly for a contemporary audience. The second film, quite honestly, I saw it once. I don't remember it. I do recall being so distracted by the uncanny valley of Jeff Bridges' character, Clue, being
I'm with you there.
to life.
Oh.
So I lost
I
interest in
did
this
not
franchise.
see it, so it sounds like it's not worth seeing. The second
I
one.
think if you're going to
Sorry.
see this one, it might be worth seeing as far as because it seems
context.
Probably watching
Okay.
them all, I think
right.
probably would be good for that purpose.
Okay.
But I lost interest because of the second film, and because, as I mentioned, the first film, I was like, it's fine. And then hearing Jared Leto was the guy who was leading the charge of this third film coming out. He was going to be in it. He had an idea for a story, and I was like, I don't like that guy, so I'm definitely not going to like this. Cut to me seeing the first trailer, and we just saw the most recent one. There's just a lot more story to it. The first trailer I saw with the characters from the computer world entering our world, I was like, oh, this is such a cool idea. The imagery is fantastic. I'm sold, and this building on it from this trailer here, where they're explaining why they're in our world, and which we know is sort of expounds upon our own what we're dealing in society right now with AI and computers. I am sold.
Okay.
I'd like to see it, so I'm going to watch the second one, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
then I'll watch this one. Yeah,
I'm with you on 2 out of 3 of your points, I think, Will.
Okay.
I think the imagery is awesome. Whatever the third thing you said was, I'm not convinced that's a great idea. You're like, what a great idea. The imagery was awesome. The third thing, and I liked all that except the great idea. And I'm pretty on line with you as far as enjoyed the first one. Don't think it holds up. Saw the second one. Can't remember it. And now I'm not like down on this movie. I'm like, go ahead and win me over. I'm not like, I have no pent up anticipation. Like, oh, come on, don't wreck it. Cause I think it's kind of already on shaky ground.
Sure.
But I'm also not, boy, I can't wait to see it. If you know what, I probably won't buy the tickets for this movie. Someone will go, hey, you want to go with me? And I'll go, absolutely, I'll go with you. But I'm not like, I don't have a reminder set. When can I pre-order? You know, it's like, I'll see it. Yeah. I'm what's the, I'm disinvested. Is that a thing? De-invested, whatever. Yeah. I don't think I'm a horse in the race.
Right. I'm trying to think of a good word for that. Neutrally invested.
Yeah.
Neutrally vested.
Defunded. I don't know.
Yes.
Brad says neon cyberpunk
I'd like to see
landscape. Go ahead, Kat. I'm sorry.
No, I'd like to see it. Some of the visuals look really amazing and compelling, and I'm curious about the with the Jeff Bridges in there. I'm curious what's going on in the plot there.
Yeah, and to your point about the imagery, Kat and Will, I guess the idea that like, oh, the light cycle blades of light can tear a car apart, or in the flying light cycles, whatever they are, could tear the jet apart. That's a cool thought experiment. They're like, I always wondered, like, freeze everything. What if I walk up and knock on that wall that a light cycle creates? Like, in my head, I'm always wondering things like that. I'm like, oh, look, it's physical. It manifests in the real world. But for me, that doesn't make a movie. That's like some experiments I always wanted to perform in my own head that I'm like, oh, now I see how that's supposed to work. But it's not that like I'm dying to see a narrative baked around it, you know?
John says, like the light cycle, can I knock on it? Like, I'm always thinking about this, and I imagine John is somewhere. He has a child. His child is weeping. Mommy, why is Daddy crying? He's thinking about those goddamn light cycles again.
He can't get an answer. He doesn't understand. Is it physical or just light? Does it degrade? It's important stuff.
Brad says neon cyberpunk landscape sold. Let's freaking go. Add in a Daft Punk song, #hype. Now, Brad, what's interesting is Daft Punk did the last music for the last film.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is Nine Inch Nails this time. Inch Nails. Trent Reznor is,
doing a series of Daft Punk covers.
Yes.
According to what I've heard.
Freaking everybody out.
Oh my God.
Can we get Daft Punk? No, too expensive now. What's Trent Reznor doing? Trent, I want you to watch the second film. That's the kind of music I want. All right, cool.
Got it.
Ted says must see opening day in IMAX, even if it's not great. I have seen the other two in the theater, and I'm not breaking my streak. Oh, very cool.
Well done.
I really love Legacy. I've seen it a few times. I'll watch it before this comes out. Yeah, I don't remember. I honestly just don't remember. I remember the big sort of, let's say, quote unquote, twist of the film. I think in the last film, but again, it wasn't enough for me to think, oh, this is a good film. I'm going to watch it again though before this comes out. I definitely want to be aware. Karen says the effects with the lights are really cool. Yeah, and I think the visual of that, I don't remember what they call it, but I'm sure there's a in canon, in world name for it. But that ship that can move, as we've seen in the first film, certainly it moves. The two pieces of it can move.
Recognizer.
Oh.
Recognizer. Okay, the recognizer has those two columns that can move in the center, and then they in the first film they were stomping on, trying to stop the light cycles from escaping.
Yep.
Yeah.
That image of it being in our world, to me, is something is more terrifying than a movie about a UFO invading our world. I don't know why that is. It's like the call is coming from inside the house, kind of, I guess, kind of thing.
Wow,
like it's something that we created. It's something.
First thing that popped in my head about it was like, oh, now I have a reference for scale. Because I never know how big they were.
That's, yes.
They were just floating in the black abyss with little blue accents everywhere. And I don't know how big it is, really. Yeah. And maybe it can just pick its size. I don't know. But in this case, we see how big it's actually supposed to be, in our world at least. And I had no idea before. I just knew big, arbitrary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a side note, I will say Tron arcade game was one of my favorites, except it is so hard and I'm so terrible at it. It didn't matter, though.
Oh, no.
Still
That's how much I love the film. Well, and another sort of, at least this article thinks it's fascinating. I don't know that I think it's all that fascinating. Maybe it is. So the first franchise installment, which I think maybe I mentioned, it hit the theaters in 1982. Again, it was very early as far as computer-generated effects, and it was followed by a sequel not until 2010. But both of those films were rated PG for their sci-fi action sequences. This film, per filmratings.com, Ares, is earning a PG-13 from the MPA, making it the first in the installment not to be rated PG. It was given this rating for, quote, violence and action only. So that means there'll be no no nudity, I guess, or profanity.
Guess not.
Just violence and action. Now,
Naked pixels.
what strikes you? Okay. Yeah, pixelated pixels. I mean, aren't we just looking at pixels then? No, when you pixelate a pixel, it gets very like photorealistic.
Oh, does it? Oh, it's reverse?
Opposite
Like negative
effect.
and negative?
Yeah.
Hyper real. Can count the pores.
All right, folks watching or listening right now on the chat here. How was it? What strikes you as odd about the fact that this is the first to be rated PG-13 of the franchise?
Right.
I know my co-hosts know. Anybody else know? Huh? No. Such a
you
silly.
have such faith in us. Wait.
Okay. Well, I know. All right, I know John knows. All right, Kat. Why do you think? What strikes you as odd about this? We're
About
kinda
this
silly.
being
Do your own research.
the first one of the three
Yeah, John. Over
to
here.
be PG-13?
Yeah. There's a glaring thing about this that just makes this extra silly of an article.
The article itself, the premise of the article?
Yeah. All right. John, you want to? Sorry, Kat, your time's up.
Well, one of the movies. Wait. Well, one of the movies didn't.
Just going to keep buzzing. Yeah.
came
Sorry,
out
Kat, you're out of time.
No.
What is it, Kat?
Before there was even a PG-13 rating.
That's right.
Yes, exactly.
So
There you go. She
silly.
got it on the 7th guess.
Yeah. There you go. Very good. Yeah. PG-13 wasn't introduced until 1984, which was 2 years
Took me
after
as
the
long
first Tron's release.
Yeah.
I couldn't have gotten a PG-13. But anyway, going along with this idea, it does suggest that there's something different about this film. Even if we were to imagine that PG-13 existed, I can guarantee you it didn't qualify. We know the films that were early PG-13 films like Red Dawn, Temple of Doom, they definitely had were more violent, more adult, more
right.
graphic in the direction. The first movie could have been G very well, and I wouldn't have been surprised if it were rated G. Except I guess it had some cartoon-like violence, I suppose.
It was very exciting. Yeah.
I wonder if this
People de-rizzed.
PG-13, yeah, exactly. If this PG-13 just distinguish it from the second one being only PG is the fact that the violence happens in our real world. Said differently, since it's a computer world, it's fantasy. In theory, they're not really humans. Even when you go to that world, you're a human, but you're really like a computer of your. If you die, you die. But you know, when Jeff Bridges' character when Flynn goes to there, he's like a computerized version of himself. But I don't know if you follow my meaning. That maybe that's as simple as that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
seems less real. Yeah.
If you were to guess, so the MPAA, the MPA, which is formerly the MPAA, has been around for a long time, since 1968. I've got a statistic here that talks about, as of 2018, they reviewed around 30,000 films. Which rating do you think was most films received? The majority of films received what rating, do you believe? You're wrong. Oh, sorry, that was for Kat.
Was that for Kat?
From earlier.
Was it first of 7 strikes for her? Yeah. Most movies?
Most
movies
I would say
they received.
Wow.
Yeah, G, PG,
What are the
PG-13,
parameters?
R, or NC-17, or which was once X.
Yeah, well, I mean, X and C-17, that's so rare. G is so rare anymore. PG feels so rare anymore. So in modern times, most everything I care about to see is R. Now maybe there was some wiggle room up there. I'm gonna guess R. Just that seems to be in the theater. You're gonna have those adult situations and stuff that you might not have. That's my guess. Most of them are R. No.
Kat, got
And the time parameters, like since
1968, they reviewed about 30,000
yeah.
films. During that
Yeah.
period of time, how many films were, or what was the majority of films were rated? Majority of films were rated what?
Well, my gut's telling me PG-13. I don't know why. I don't
All right, I'm going
I don't
to
have
give
a good
you.
rationale for that.
You're right. You're wrong. One of you was right, and one of you was wrong.
John's right.
Yeah, John's right. So let's see. Let's remove that and let's add this back. Why isn't this going on? Oh my gosh, this StreamYard is driving me crazy here. All right, so yeah, it turns out of the 30,000 films, about 17,000 were rated R, which is about 57%. As John surmised correctly, G only about 5%, and NC-17 or X, as it once was known, about 2%.
Because if it's G, it'll be on TV.
Oh, I see.
If it's X, it'll be on Cinemax or NC-17, right? Cinemax wasn't actually hardcore stuff, but I mean that kind of. And PG is like 2 more edits and you can put it on TV. Probably it's one of those things. And PG-13 came along so late. It just always felt to me like if you're going to go to the movies, you're going to make a theatrical experience. Don't pull the punches. Just go ahead and take the R rating, put in the language you want, the situations you want. Plus, I'm thinking of the preponderance of horror movies that you're guaranteed R's, how big those are. That was kind of how I got to the idea. But I didn't know so few would be G though.
That's great logic. Yeah.
That is interesting. I'm wondering. We've been told. I guess my thought though was, counter to that, I guess I'd like to see how box office lines up with this idea, because I think, overwhelmingly as a percentage, I would imagine box office, however, still is by PG and PG-13 films over our films, I would guess. But so even though they represent a smaller portion, although I guess if you add them together, what's about 35%. I would imagine their collective box office is still greater than R, which for me as a business person, then you're thinking, then wouldn't you want to aim more towards the lower rating, which may be counter to what you're saying or not. But I don't know. It's surprising to me, I suppose.
Well, there's something to support your hypothesis, because remember the original Megan, Mithrigan, the robot movie? As I recall, and I have, they released an R cut. It came out as PG-13. They pulled back on some of the gore and horror to get a PG-13. But I often wonder if that's really just to get, I think it's an artificial inflation of numbers, because most cinemas will not show R-rated films until after X o'clock. So if you want to be on more screens and have more showings, PG-13 can air all day.
Yeah.
So I often think it's less about what the movie going public is willing to see, as it is giving the movie going public more access to your movie, regardless of what its content is. That would tend to inflate box office in that way, I think. 'Cause I don't look at the ratings anymore. Do you? You don't care. You just go see the movie, right?
Yeah.
You have I have no idea how they're rated. Yeah.
Yeah. And even my kids are old enough, I don't care anymore, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm not buffering them for anybody. Yeah.
Karen says Skinamax. Yeah, I don't know why she just randomly said Skinamax. Is that what you're watching now, Karen, while listening to us?
Because John mentioned Cinemax earlier.
I mentioned Cinemax. That's right.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Oh, and hearkening back to Tron, Nick says, I've always loved Tron, but I've always felt it had more style than substance. Yeah, me too, but I didn't realize that till I was watching it as an older person, but I agree. So as I mentioned, since 1968, let's see, I skipped that part. Okay, so in 1922, though, before we had this, which now ultimately becomes the MPA, the Harding administration official William Hayes, the Harding administration in 1922 tasked William Hayes to form the Motion Picture Producers and Distributors Association, which is a predecessor to what we have today, in order to create an organization that would help the entertainment industry self-regulate and avoid government censorship and interference. I think as of this time, I'm trying to remember, we've had some landmark Supreme Court decisions that said you can't censor films, because we did have towns saying, you can't show that movie because of its content in that theater. This was within the last, I want to say 40 years. It's recent relative to this. So at this point, they were trying to avoid having, governments step in, which they could still, because at that time we had I think a Supreme Court case that said they were allowed to censor. The government was. So they had this organization formed, and Hayes creates a list of don'ts and be carefuls, which ultimately evolves into the Motion Picture Production Code, more commonly known as the Hayes Code, which you may have heard before. The Hayes Code, we have a version of the Hayes Code for comic books as well, going up back then. People didn't really take it too seriously till they added getting that the films would have to get a certificate of approval or release, or rather risk a $25,000 fine. That said, because this began so long ago, many of the codes of that time seem are ridiculous by today's standard. And so I have a list of some of those here today.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Which reminds me that once again it's time to play.
You gotta be kidding.
All right, so I've got this is just
Yes.
let's see, this is just all right, so I've got this I found this
It's game time.
it's actually some materials that were put out by the MPA that list some of these anachronistic regulations, but I've taken some of them and I've created some of my own, and so it's going to be up to you to determine which ones are real and which ones are fake. Okay, here we go. So in this, and you guys can work together if you want on this.
Okay.
Huh.
All right.
Is this right? Hang on a second.
Well, if anyone should know, you should.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I realize I got something.
You're the one with your finger on the buzzer.
Yeah. All right. I want to make sure I tell you the right thing. Okay. All right. In this first set here, I've got, I'm going to ask you to spot the real one. So two of these are fake and one of them is real.
All right.
And here are your choices. Against these are Hays Code do's and be carefuls, things that were no-nos at the time of the Hays Code, which is, again, a predecessor to the MPA, which we have today, the organization that hands out movie ratings. Okay, here you go. And these are all no's. All right. No women in, this is things you couldn't show on film. No women in pants unless required by the plot.
Okay.
No handlebar mustaches unless required by the plot. No liquor unless required by the plot. Only one of those is real. What do you think?
Oh.
What do you think, Kat?
I'm thinking, it's a toss-up between the liquor and the pants.
Yeah. So if these were established in the late 60s, early 70s, I almost think the ladies with pants was a bit of an overreach for that late.
No,
so I'm leaning toward the liquor myself. What was that?
This is 1920s.
And when?
It was 1920s. So these were established all the way back then.
1920s.
Well, then.
It's 1920s.
I'm trying to see if I have a year for
Yeah.
the Hays Code in particular. But it was in 1922 that Hays was put into was asked to create this. Oh, okay. And by 1930, this guidelines had evolved into their list of don'ts and be careful. So by 1930, you've got these.
I'm still leaning toward liquor, because it
So
was
you know
especially
what? Prohibition? Yeah.
I'm thinking of going back that far.
Prohibition
There's
time,
still like
right?
the shaky ground of prohibition and the repeal and everything.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so smart.
Yeah.
Probably wrong.
So
but still smart.
alcohol.
Outsmart ourselves.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, we got it. Yeah, Kat.
Two were fake. All right.
Woo! All right.
All right.
It
On
would
this
not have
one.
surprised me if it were pants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
I was literally trying to think of movies where ladies wore pants that were old movies. I was trying to
You got to go back to the 30s.
a lot of
All right,
dresses.
here-
Yeah.
In this set, two of them are real and one of them is fake. So the opposite
Oh,
here.
spot the fake one. Okay.
Tell me which one the fake one is. Let's see. No romantic partners without at least 1 foot on the floor. Talking about a love scene, of course. These are all. This is all with regard to love scenes.
Whoa.
No kissing that is lustful or lasts more than 3 seconds. Or no bare collarbones if a man and woman appear alone.
Oh.
Okay.
I could see the second two.
Yeah.
So I feel
Really?
like the
Yeah.
first one. What do you think?
So, the first one, 1 foot on the floor, that's a well-known position called the Hays. So we're going to keep that one.
Yeah, my wife loves it.
Give me the Hays. 1 foot on the floor. It's good for
I'm going
leverage.
crazy tonight. I'm putting both feet on.
I feel like Kat, the collarbone is the one that ruffles my feathers.
Oh,
It seems
does it now?
so prudish, but like the not too long a kiss and keep your foot on the ground, like those both sound like, and keep one, like where have I heard that before? Maybe Will got that from somewhere. If that's fake, you got it from somewhere I've heard before. Right?
Somewhere it's real, yeah.
Probably.
The
It was due to a
collarbone thing?
request that I had one time. Hey, give me the
Foot on
Hays.
floor he's talking about. I think.
Perhaps.
Oh, the Hays. Okay. Yeah, that one I feel a little. I don't know how involved.
You think that one's goofy.
Positioning is so. Like.
Positioning. Get it?
And
So the very long, passionate kiss feels like an obvious gimme.
Okay.
Right? Because too much kissing gets into they're making out territory. Is this sex? You got to be careful on the screen. So I could see that one being real. Any debate there, Kat? You think that
Yes.
one's real? Okay.
No,
So
I
now we're
think that's
debating
real. I
between
think that's real.
the two on the end.
Yeah.
The Hays position or the collarbone. Those are our two. One of those is.
Well, can you
is
read the
BS.
one, the Hays again? Yeah, exactly. Can you read the Hays one again?
The first one?
Mm-hmm.
No romantic partners without at least 1 foot on the floor.
But I feel like, what if there's a reunion, there's a man and a woman, and they're running together, and the man picks the woman up? I mean, what? Like, there's no problem there, right?
So
like,
let me draw a very graphic photo for you here, Kat. I believe what this is saying is, if our two partners are engaged in the act, 1 foot on the ground. So they're not both under the covers, right? It's just kind of an
what if it's a
passant
ballet
getting
and she's leaping and the man has to...
Oh,
Kat,
right
I
next.
said these are all love scenes. I said these all apply to love scenes.
Yes.
this is so goofy. Why does it matter?
All right, just pick one. Crying out loud.
Let's talk about the collarbone right quick. How
Let's do your
salacious is a collarbone? How salacious is that?
Well,
Of all of
I
those,
feel very vulnerable showing you mine right now.
let's all do it.
Oh, God, that's weird. It is kind of weird. It is a little weird.
Oh, you
isn't
enjoyed it.
Did you feel a little partly naked?
Enjoyed it, didn't
That's
you?
got like 2 layers on, I think. I think Kat had just a specific collarbone cover.
I
on.
mean-
Oh, okay.
She has collarbone modesty stickers on.
Yes. They're strips, long strips.
Just cover the bone. You know what I mean? Collarbone, Kat. You could convince me, but you
yeah,
haven't
let's
yet.
go with the
right.
collarbones.
I'm going to go with the collarbone.
collarbones.
We're going to go with collarbone. Final answer.
Okay, collarbone is right. That's ridiculous.
Oh,
All right, final one here.
Foot on the floor. Give me the haze.
All right, here's the
job,
final
John.
list. 2 of these are fake. One of them is real this time around. And here you go.
2 fake, 1 real. Okay.
No, again, these are things you can't show in film, according to the Hays Code from the 1930s. No sympathy for criminal activity. No empathy for women mistreated by a man. No symphony playing Debussy's Afternoon of the Fawn.
wait,
2 of those
what
are
am I
fake.
looking for?
2 are
Those
fake. So
fuck
which
the
one is
one.
real?
Real.
We're
Yeah,
trying to find the real one.
I'll say them in the funnier order. No empathy for women mistreated by a man. No sympathy for criminal activity. No symphony playing Debussy's Afternoon of the Fawn, which is the
I have a theory,
sexiest
Kat,
ballet,
but
guys.
yes,
Sexiest.
I don't
What's
want to.
your
I don't want
theory?
to pollute your. No, you go first. I don't want to pollute your mind. I already have a conclusion that I don't want to jump to conclusions for you. Go ahead.
You've already polluted my mind many times.
That's true.
One, I think my gut is telling me the one not having empathy for criminal activity. I feel like that could be real.
Sympathy for a criminal. Yeah.
Sympathy for criminal. And what is your theory? Tell me.
Yeah, so I agree with you, and real quickly, why I think the one about the symphony
why?
just sounds ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
It's the kind of thing Will would do to us. The other one,
I
no
agree.
empathy for a woman mistreated by a man, is the premise of so many movies. Like, how could you
Right.
not? Like, I know there was a different dynamic between the sexes back then, but still, don't smack a lady.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, I challenge you to a duel, sir. Like, that's happens in old movies. So,
Exactly.
I feel like sympathy
And I
for a
love-
criminal is, yeah.
Yes. I love the sympathy, empathy symphony. I think that's what,
all fun. Delightfully
what we
fun.
were going
Yeah.
for here. Yes.
I should have no symphony, no sympathy for the devil. Is what I should have had.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
All right. So, Kat, final answer? We're going to go with the
Yes.
empathy for a woman.
Criminal
mistreated. Oh, no, the other one.
Sympathy for criminal
No
activity.
criminal.
Criminal activity. Criminal activity.
That's right. Thank God, it's
got 'em.
over.
We got all of them. Well
Dick
done.
says the foot on the floor is real.
He knew that.
He's got both feet firmly planted. All right, here are some other ones that were highlighted in this thing here. No slang words or phrases like "hold your hat," "nerts," and "fanny." Those were
Ooh,
prohibited.
nerds to you, pal.
You let's bring some of these back, right? Hold your hat.
Nerds.
How dare you, sir?
Will, relax your nerds.
I demand it. Depicting childbirth as painful.
We wouldn't want that.
Oh no. No, the ovaries still need to keep being polite. Everything needs to be polite.
The example they point out is that in Gone with the Wind, that there's a childbirth scene, but that they had to make sure they stayed within the Hays Code and avoid any of the restrictions. They shot it in shadow and kept it short. But apparently, according to the Hays Code, you had to emphasize a focus on the joy of family life. And if giving birth were painful, that would be against it. Kissing one, as I mentioned.
And little known fact, the newborn had to keep 1 foot on the gurney.
Yes.
At all times.
He had to move William Shatner over. In 1956, the kissing thing was true. In the 1956 edition of the code, it noted, quote, in general, passion should be treated in such a manner as to not stimulate the baser emotions, end quote, which is what my wife has stitched on a pillow upstairs on our bed, which is weird. Weird coincidence.
Yeah, that is interesting to me.
Yeah.
The flip side of the pillow says, give me the haze. So it's all comes down to mood.
Give me the haze.
Give me the haze.
Alfred Hitchcock attempted to sidestep the rule by having his notorious stars Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman alternate kissing and dialogue for over 2 minutes.
So they didn't go for 3 minutes or whatever it was? Yeah, great.
Someone had to sit there with a stopwatch. All right, look, these guys are, no, they're talking again. Surgical operations were prohibited, along with apparent cruelty to children and animals. What's that?
Novasectomies allowed.
Novasectomies,
yeah. There's a new meaning to all switch places when I ring the bell.
wait, let me catch up.
Wait, what?
Why does that? What is that? The surgery?
Is it going between talking and making out? Right?
Okay.
Ding. All right, back to talking.
Oh,
there
ding.
You go.
Making out.
Interesting. Yeah.
Ding. Right.
Yes. Also, along with the no surgical operations, included apparent cruelty to children or animals, actual hangings or electrocutions. Ridicule of clergy. The code stated, quote, ministers of religion or persons posing as such shall not be portrayed as comic characters or villains.
Wow.
No sympathy for
what was the one about the hanging? Say that again.
You couldn't depict an actual hanging. Actual hanging could not be included.
Okay, because I'm thinking a number of Twilight Zone episodes that there's a famous one about the hanging at Owl Creek or whatever, but like it doesn't show the hanging on. It's like in shadow.
Yeah.
So you can talk about the fact that hanging's happening. You can't simulate it on screen as the idea.
Yes, right. Yep.
Back then, you can now. It's fun.
The no sympathy for criminal activity would have included no anti-heroes. A film like The Godfather would have been a violation of the Hays Code. No toilet gags. The code frowned on scenes with toilets. In fact, Alfred Hitchcock.
Sorry, commentary outguessing.
I'm out.
Alfred Hitchcock, who was apparently was notorious for flouting the Hays Code's rules, was the first to depict a flushing toilet in Psycho. 1960.
Oh my gosh.
No use of liquor when not required by the plot. No banditry. The 1930 code warned against film content that made, quote, criminals seem heroic and justified.
No Robin Hood.
Looking the bandit.
Messing that up.
Yeah, and yes.
No illegal transportation of beer over the state lines. Okay.
And as I mentioned, no liquor unless required by the plot.
No toilet humor, says Brad. Then I'm out.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Yeah, our show would have been.
Brad's going to flip his pillow. he's not entertained.
There you go. How did we get this far? I don't know.
I have two things. One, I love how frustrated Will gets when we spend a lot of time trying to find the right answer for things.
You're not going in on
just pick one.
You're not buying real estate together. I mean, it's...
we could be winning a Death Star. But Nick says, I thought that was stitched on your nightcap, Will.
Yes.
And now I'm trying to figure out which one. The haze? Give me the haze.
Give me the haze.
Or what was the other one? What was the one you said? Not stirring.
The baser
emotions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do not stir the baser emotions.
It was part of our vows. Now that I think about it, that was weird. A lot of the Hays Code was in our vows.
Nothing over 3 minutes.
Foot on the
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and my criminal friends haven't been allowed to hang around anymore. No banditry. All right, whatever, honey.
No wonder you had to find us.
Brad asks, are movies rated differently in Europe? Yes, they are. Well, it's based on their cultural standards. I think every country has their own sort of form of a rating system. Some countries that just straight up won't show something if it contains things that are a violation of whatever their, mores are. All right. Hey, finally, I wanted to talk to you about this. Per Forbes, the AI changes to The Wizard of Oz continuing. It's continued. There's just sparks. Backlash.
Constant sparking.
If you didn't know, in April, Warner Brothers announced that an altered version of The Wizard of Oz, 1939's film, which would have been subject to the Hays Code. So they cut that scene out, where they hung NEM because I told you that dog was not allowed. Right? I told you what would happen.
And wait a minute, the scarecrow, he was up on a stick. Neither of his feet were on the ground.
It's not a love scene, Cat. It's not. Chat is focusing on feet generally.
You don't know. You don't know the path that stick took up through him.
I realize this is clearly a Hays Code violation. Did we have to specifically say when you put someone on a stick?
He can be up on a stick, but he can't be smiling because that would stir the baser emotions. You see, he can't be liking it.
I feel like his cat's applying this 1 foot on the floor thing to everything that involves feet. Like people would be walking in a really kind of.
Right.
I can't ever.
No one could be on a motorcycle.
And now it became like only 1 foot on the floor at all times. If you ever have one. If you don't know, so in April, Warner Brothers announced that an altered version, an AI altered version of The Wizard of Oz, our favorite film from 1939, would play inside the Las Vegas Sphere, which is normally a space dedicated for, these concerts and other types of.
Yeah.
Anyway, the film's getting its help from Google engineers that are making alterations to the film that have an estimated cost of $80 million.
Wow. That's a lot of Death Stars.
It is.
I just got to divide it by 1,000, I guess, right?
Yeah, yes.
Let's see. The sphere, if you don't know what that is, it's this absurd-looking object, even for Vegas. It's a gargantuan metal dome wrapped in LED screens, both inside and out.
Wow.
Outside, it has this, the effect of it is creating these really kind of stunning visuals in the middle of a city, especially when the dome shape of it is sort of used or leveraged in whatever image you put on there. It kind of could be kind of alarming. And then inside, they create this sort of, wraparound visual effects that you would imagine being inside of a sphere that allow for some really neat things when you're seeing a concert. And mostly I've seen clips from concerts. I don't know what else they've done. And now, obviously, they're extending it to this classic film. The dome is 160,000 square feet of screen and towers over a 17,600 seat theater. So the theater inside of it is the size of an arena, certainly a moderately at least sized arena in anyone's hometown. What else? I said that already. So what the Google engineers had done is, and I don't know who asked them to do this. I guess whoever owns the sphere.
That was my question.
What they
Who
did
asked
is
for this?
they worked on expanding the aspect ratio of the film, and
not by a little.
Yeah, not by a little. You're right, John. And I've got some examples here. No, and they could have just made the film bigger on the screen, on this giant screen, and then maybe filled in some things. But no, they didn't even do that. It's like they kept the film small. Like, well, what would a standard theater be? Screen would be a few hundred feet, wide and tall. And we'll keep it at that size, but we'll add everything else in. Shots of the AI enhanced Wizard of Oz were shared on social media, and folks, there's a mix of reaction, none of which is, thank God, finally. I know what was happening off screen to Dorothy's uncle before he walked into frame, which is some of the things that they've done for
So interesting.
And some of the things that have happened as a result of this process too are baffling to me in particular because, sometimes because we share photos from the 1980s and films and older stuff, I do use an AI software to enhance them, which adds some pixels, sharpens things. And granted, what it does sometimes, as I understand it, is, like any of these AIs, it understands what a face is like. So if the eyes are blurry, it can sharpen up eyes and stuff like that. But you get some weird artifacts or things it doesn't know what to do with. And you have to then, as a human, go in there and see and change it. So I'm, photoshopping, touching up pictures that I enhance with AI. But one of the things it does is it tries to sharpen everything. At least, I think they're getting better. So it doesn't understand depth of field. So one of the things that's
things are blurry in the background, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know how these Google engineers, because they're not filmmakers, they're software people. Oh my God, I run into this. So I have the greatest respect for software folks. I know a little bit of programming and stuff like that myself, and I know way more people that are better at it than I am. But you have to be paired with somebody who understands the end goal to leverage the technology in the right way. And so they're like, look what we did. We were able to sharpen the whole image. That a filmmaker wasn't there to say, well, we don't want to see the forest that's 1,000 yards behind her in sharp focus.
Exactly.
But no, but they did. And I've got some examples for you.
You're going to show some examples. Before you do, I just want to go on record now in case my mind changes.
Yeah.
I'm not nearly as against this. I'm not like Yahoo. As you said, nobody's going, thank God. Who was, I wasn't waiting for this.
Right.
I'm not nearly as angry about it as so many voices I've heard online, as for the voices I've heard here on this show already. So unless you show me something new, I'm ready to defend is a strong word, stand up for some rationale. But okay, I'm ready to see your evidence.
Yeah.
Exhibit 1.
And as I guess maybe to just to give you some data, I'm trying not to do this in a way that's too much editorializing, although that already is. Keep in mind that the technology that was available in the 1930s allowed them to create this. Shouldn't have, but it did, because the people that made this film were so clever that they used whatever was available and their ingenuity to create a really magnificent, by today's standards, I think, unaltered, amazing film. Where you see a tornado, where you see this apparent magic by a witch, where you see these sprawling landscapes. And it was done with artistry that didn't rely on computer effects. And so it's frustrating to me to see hand-painted backdrops replaced by photorealistic images. And here you go. So I'll show you some here. So this is one sort of example here. On the top frame here, you see that is the original image. The composition is as the director intended it, cinematographer. The bottom is how Google's engineers have expanded the image to show us more of a picture that, again, I don't know that we were wondering too much about. For folks listening, you can see a close-up of Dorothy here with the sort of part of the back of the head of the scarecrow as she's speaking with him. And the image behind her, as you would expect, because of the focal length, the lens that they used, is out of focus. In the AI enhanced one, we see a much bigger image. Dorothy and the scarecrow are but just a small fraction of the frame here now. And behind them is a photorealistic image of the yellow brick road, the trees, and the sky behind it that are in such sharp focus as to make now the entire image, to me, seem less realistic than the Oz was as it was portrayed back in the original film.
Yeah. It looks like they're inside a snow globe. And I'm sure that's part of the
shape of the sphere. That's the shape of the dome. Yeah. Right. From where you're sitting, everything kind of straightens out because of the depth you have to see it. But in a photo, it just looks like it curved. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to hold that against it. But here's an example of what I was mentioning earlier. So again, up top, so they said, look, this was shot on film, of course, because this is 1930s. Digital technology didn't exist till the last couple decades. So we're going to sharpen up the resolution of Judy Garland's face. But running it through this AI also sharpened and filled in what would have been the background. So now we've got, blades of grass that are clear, the path that's clear.
Yes.
Which again creates this bizarre thing that to me is clearly AI. It's less magical. I don't know, just altogether, I guess, awful.
Yep. I get it.
Now, folks are.
I've been trying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I've been trying to decide how I feel about this, but go ahead. You go first. You said.
Well, I was going to say final because we're seeing if John would change his mind or not. Final, and I'm going to have to skip through this a little bit. There is some video that they released about them working on the process. Most disappointing is Ben Mankiewicz from Turner Classic Movies was there praising their work. I mean, this is a guy whose livelihood has been, protecting films, the history of films, etc., and showing film. He is there like this is. I don't know. This seems like a disservice to me but so we'll skip through this a little bit to find some interesting images that I wanted to show you. But
requires state-of-the-art.
Once fucking again, this thing. All right, so here you go. Here's some of the
bonkers.
So this is now how you'll see Oz represented,
including artificial intelligence.
We wanted to make sure we captured the original details.
Ravi Rajamani is managing director of AI for Google Cloud.
We built a custom-built an AI model that understood how Judy Garland looks and then was able to generate the super resolution images of that.
So a grainy close-up of Dorothy becomes richly detailed. And then, through a process called outpainting, though it seems like magic, we see the rest of the Scarecrow, the Yellow Brick Road, and the Mountains of Oz.
This is the original movie, and you can see the camera panning back and forth. And then when we get to Uncle Henry's performance, you can see how we create all the variations here.
Ben Grossman is the visual effects supervisor.
In the original, nobody saw him walk over.
Nobody saw him walk over.
But on a screen this wide, Dorothy's Uncle Henry needed to stay in the picture. So AI created a brand new performance out of actor Charlie Grapewine.
So you can see that Uncle Henry's walking over and rejoining the original cinematography. Those are performances that were prompted based on the context of the script and what the director has done and what their performances would be.
Bring me half-room steak, and I'll grant your request.
It's easy to be dazzled by all this advanced technology, but there's an old-fashioned low-tech component to this Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, so they're doing some other things to enhance the experience as well. Like,
that's cool. I think that's a neat idea.
Giant fan for tornado scenes, etc. But and
like paper debris.
I don't know if they want to clean that up every night, but yeah. But in the last part of that clip, which we wound up watching the whole thing of because it was short, they completely replaced the wizard altogether. So you've got a CGI generated floating head now with some other enhancements to that scene as well to hide, I think, to fill in some of the things. I don't know. Again, no one was asking these questions. Nobody wanted this. I think Wizard of Oz is one of the best films we have ever, not only for its story, but because of the technological achievement it accomplished in the 1930s. Maybe there are other films that are more deserving of this, but I feel like this is it's kind of a Lucasian thing, George Lucas type thing. 2 years later, to show something that is counter to the thing you showed us originally. The filmmaker could have had, they wouldn't because it's fucking ridiculous, a giant wide, shot of two people talking in the distance. You would never do that.
Right.
It's dumb.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, John?
Well, as long as they don't go locking away the original. But go ahead, John.
There we go. So let me say the first thing I will say is I had not seen the redesigned wizard. I hadn't seen that. Not a big fan of that. But all the outpainting and the AI stuff and everything, I'm not upset about it for a number of reasons. One, maybe I don't hold the Wizard of Oz in as high regard as some people do. Some people, it's a religion, right? They collect every plate and every figurine and whatever, and I can see why they would feel tread upon. I understand that. But as Kat alluded to, the original is not locked away. This is not replacing. This is not Lucasian in that we are not replacing that version and locking it away and getting rid of it so you can't see it. In fact, this version is only to play inside of these spheres.
Right.
That's what it was made for.
Yeah.
That's all it's for. In that sense, I see this as a cover of The Wizard of Oz. It is an interpretive performance on a different stage with different artists doing something different. It's not replacing or supplanting. It's augmenting with an original performance. And the performers are these engineers who have figured out what else might have been in the world outside of the small frame that we saw. And to that, I find it fascinating because I don't see it diminishing the original. And I think, frankly, if you do, and I'm not being pedantic here and not talking down, if you do find that diminishing to the original, well, you should just not patronize this and you will never be subjected to it. There's no reason to be angry that it exists any more than you should be angry that fan fiction exists for your favorite fandom. Well, somebody wrote about Kirk and Spock being lovers. That's horrible in Star Trek. Don't read it. It's not real. It's something somebody imagined. It's something they believe would be interesting in the universe. So I see it as a reinterpretation by a different artist, much like a cover band would be. It's not supplanting. It's not replacing. It's not the exclusion of. It's a different way to see it in an environment you otherwise couldn't probably see it in. And to your point, well, you said, why don't you just make it really big? Well, because then it'd be looking up Dorothy's nose because her nose would be 7 stories tall, right? So that's why you don't just zoom it in. But there is maybe a middle ground. And so those are my thoughts on it. So I don't know if that changes your thinking at all, but no one's been able to get me mad about it because I'm like, oh, it's not so terrible.
Yeah. I guess for me, I agree with you. I'm not going to be out there in Las Vegas with a picket sign, telling people not to go.
How dare you?
And as Kat,
please don't do that.
Hays code.
I think as Kat, keep those feet on the floor. Keep your feet. Even
Not a
when what was
wizard.
the cat?
Did
Someone
not
running
have his
across-
feet on the floor.
Yeah.
He didn't have feet.
He's a floating head.
I think Kat cleverly suggested that, well, at least as long as they don't lock up the original, which is what, Lucas tells us, we can't have the original Star Wars as we've seen it. So yeah, that is one extreme that I would, we're not there. Obviously, if that would be a different, I'm sure you'd have a different take on it than too, John.
I would, most certainly.
It's fine for people. I guess my only thought is, much like a lot of this AI, is the direction we're headed. And I don't think we're there where we're going to supplant, as you said, the sort of originals. But the more we rely on this, and I feel like, again, this highlights, as I said earlier, the cleverness of technology, which is great. But at the same time, that focus is leaving out some of the artistry, and there is a balance to be struck. Now, when I said this at the beginning, that there may be a use for this, is there may be even a use for it in this kind of thing. But I think they left out some of the key players. I would have loved to have seen Ben Mankiewicz, for example, advocating for, well, maybe this would have looked this way in 1933. So can we still have the deep focus? Can we still, can we add some film grain in?
Yeah.
Some balance to be struck between that. And so for me, that, sort of raises my cackles. What is it? Hackles? What was something else?
John was what is it raising?
Oh my goodness! Earlier, I don't know. But this idea that we can move more towards technology and away from artists, which is my big.
I do get that. I do get that. And something else. I forget who said it, but who asked for this?
Yeah,
$80 million worth of investor money asked for this to put it on this scene.
Guess. Yeah.
And who's talking about the Las Vegas Sphere who wasn't talking about it 2 weeks ago? Everybody.
These assholes.
No, we are.
So now, right, it doesn't come up on our radar unless there's something to talk about. So now you're like, wait. They have a sphere in Las Vegas. You're exposing people to it. It's good for business. Even if what they do has some artistic gray area, the reasoning to do it is not altruistically artistic. It's let's do something sensational. I'm not saying they intentionally, hey, get rid of that blurry. We want to make sure people are angry. I'm not saying they made you mad on purpose, but they did something bizarre and crazy and way outside the lines on purpose because it's sensational. And these spheres are experiences. They are extra worldly when you're in them. It's really bananas. So they're getting their money's worth, I guess is what I'll say. They're getting advertising they could not have bought with that $80 million.
Yep, you're right. They didn't have to be as calculated as I'm suggesting from an artistic point of view, because people are going to come or got the attention they needed otherwise. And
frankly, I'd like to see it. I'd like to go.
When I first heard about it, I thought that sounds awesome. And I saw some footage that was different than what we saw now. I thought, well, I think it was in particular was her on the Yellow Brick Road, and you saw, because they did have this sort of vista, sort of some of these scenes in the original. And I thought, wow, it's even bigger, and you're going to be sort of immersed in it. That seems really cool. There's some theaters now, I can't remember what they call it, but there's look, they're doing everything they can to get folks into coming just to regular your theater in your town. There are some theaters now that have these additional panels on the side where occasionally the image opens up wider. It's not spherical. It's more, there's sort of an angle to it, but at least from your side, what's the side vision called? Perception, peripheral vision. From your peripheral vision, whatever it is expanded. Even if the lighting is there, and they're doing that to try to pull folks in. I know for Sinners, I was watching the director of Sinners talk about this. The different
I saw that too. Yeah, all the different aspects he did, and all the different. Yeah,
it was like there's like literally, I think I want to say 8 or 10 different ways he was showing it, and that included that one. And I've seen some other examples of films like that, but they're not. I don't know what my point was. Anyway, I get it. I think there's a way to do it. I don't know if this is the way for me, anyways.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So in closing, don't see it.
Well, I'm not dying to go see it, but if I found myself in Las Vegas and it was playing and somebody said, let's go, I'd be like, you know what? Because it does sound like the practical effects, like, the whole sensory thing, that would be cool. I think I would enjoy that. Whatever they're doing with the tornado.
Yes. And that's really another type of theater that they have, for other films. They have 4D experiences. Where I know Twisters, for example, was shown in a 4D, where they did have a lot of that kind of stuff. You could, without changing the film, I guess was my point.
Right.
Yeah.
Kelly says non-canonical. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's what John was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not real. It's just a version someone
Right.
did. It doesn't. It's not to replace the original. It's like, hey, what if this?
Mhm.
And everybody's like, we hate it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, don't go see it. That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Hey, that was the show. When John was saying don't go see it, he didn't mean our show.
No, no.
Our show you can go watch on YouTube.
Definitely see
when
this.
it's live on Wednesdays or Thursdays or whatever day. Go to Facebook to find out when. But as far as that goes, this episode is over. Kat, it's done. That was it. That's the end. Goodbye.
Oh, sadly, we're done. But before we leave, we want to let you know that this show was brought to you thanks in part to our early adopters, Karen Flieger and Rick Parker.
Yeah.
And thank you especially to our Secret of Our Success level Patreon supporters. Oops, wait. I did not change my list. Let's see. Matt Marino, John Henderson, Brandon Greer, and Marcus Taylor.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. BFG says, I saw Twisters 40X. It was nuts. Yeah, my oldest saw it too. Like they saw it like that. Yeah, hey guys, thanks for supporting us. We could use your support. If you can help in any way, shape, or form, please reach out to us either on Facebook. Facebook, I guess, is the place. You can email me, Will at 1980snow.com. If you have an idea for a story or a guest, please let us know. If you got extra dough, $1 or $2, you can give us help.
We love it.
Pay some of the bills.
We like
Go to patreon.com/1980s now to do that as well. That's it. We've got a number of things coming up for you. We've got some, we're going to be out in the real world making some, doing some panels. Got a bunch of interviews lined up from folks that are still doing stuff dedicated to the 1980s and some folks from the 1980s that you love as well. Look out for that. Until then, I will talk to you again next time on 1980s Now.
Until next time.
Please keep one foot on the floor during this entire episode.
Oh, yeah. I glued a shoe just to make sure. I was hazed.
That's a good policy. You don't want to slip.
No.
Yeah.
So this idea,
not shoe. Feet.
Inspired by this thing about the Oz. This is people are when AI started coming out, people were doing this kind of thing. Like, are we really wondering what the rest of the Mona Lisa landscape would have been like? Now, I don't have any examples of it. I should have pulled it, but there's a hilarious artist who does this with clips from porn movies. And it's so funny. Like you'll see, I really should not I just thought of it now. But like you'll see a woman and she's holding her hand in a very particular way. And he has AI fill in the rest of it. And suddenly she's like at an ice cream stand and she's like licking a cone, and stuff like that. Oh, it's hilarious. It's really well done and clever.
I don't get it. Explain.
Okay. When a man and a woman, or two men or two women, love each other.
Yes. And they're not on film.
But they need some extra money.
Right. Okay.
And their
auditions
baser
aren't going well
are stirred.
Right. The pillow's flipped over. It's one of those kind of days.
That's right. I peek in the bedroom every night. Fuck it. The pillow's still facing up with the words. Damn it.
Yep.
Take my nightcap off.
Guess I'll watch another episode of Law and Order.
Yeah. Maybe TJ Hooker's on.
The ovaries are taking turns and the gonads are charged.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's the beginning of the show, Kat. Thank you.
That's how they cheer. No. Go Nads. They're big fans.
Yeah. My nads are going. Yes. Very good, John. I love that.
Like Go Tigers, but
yeah.
Yes.
Go nerds.
Nerds to you, pal.
Go Nads.
I gotta look up the
Like
etymology of
Gadget.
nerds now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm so curious about that.
Say goodnight to the lobster. Yeah.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. And as we say goodnight to all you guys too. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Love to everybody. We will chat with you again.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.